red, blue, purple light. Red, blue, purple light. Friends, facts. Red, blue, purple light. Friends, red and blue, purple light. Friends, facts. You can get to know the ledger. Sacrilegious Sunday to Melanin Monday. You can get to know the ledger. My love, just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road. You better stay on your toes. I was till the land focused on the ego. Then I opened my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we're stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah. We gon' put this shit on our backs. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts. Peace, love and light. Peace, love to the family. Peace, love and light. To the family. Peace, love and light. To the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you and it's going to provoke you and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.
Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Sacrilegious Sundays. You are now rocking with the best. Yes, this is your host for the evening, Brother Red Pillar. All right. Let me know how we sound on the audio before we even continue. I don't want to, you know what I mean? I don't want to keep going and we don't sound good. But yeah, man. How y'all doing this evening, this beautiful Sunday evening, second day of Ramadan, March the 2nd and whatnot. Shout out to everybody. Today is my younger sister's birthday. Happy birthday, Alex. You know what I mean? We love you. Salute. All right. Okay, we sound good? Awesome, awesome. That's what's up. Let's go ahead and do the roll call. See who's in the building. Let's go ahead and do the roll call and see who's in the building. All right. Yeah, shout out to all of the Pisces. Seminole, Florida. Chino Hills. All right. Chino Hills. Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Shout out to Tuscaloosa. Bronx in the building. St. Pete in the building. Dallas is up in this thing. Bahamas in this biatch. Toronto, Barbados, New Bedford. All right. San Jose, New Mexico. We got Lenape in the building. We got the Chi-Town family in the building. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. Salute to you. Virginia. We got Charlotte. Charlotte. I'm going to drop the link for the lecture tomorrow, more than likely. Spin City, what up? For the Bay, shout out to the Bay. I just seen a video with Fillmore Slim. Spin, you know what I'm talking about? Texas in the building, Tennessee in the building, VA in the building. We have Oxnard, Cali up in this beat, Spartansburg, New Orleans, Babylon, Alabama. We got East Africa, Nairobi. Stand up. Stand up. Babylon, you can't stand up. Be more, St. Pete, East Texas. Do people really get beat up for being light skinned? Y'all starting already? Baltimore in the building. All right. Southwest Atlanta in the building. We got Connecticut in the building. Schenectady in the building. DC in the building. Fiji Islands up in the building. Gibson, Louisiana. You know what I'm talking about? H-Town. You dig? H-Town. Queens up in this thing. Where, did you email me at the Mark 125th? We definitely got you 44 top CDs going out mañana. You know what I'm talking about? 44 top CDs. The intro song that y'all just heard, if y'all are new to the channel, that is our song from the 44 tops. That's the Facts remix. And the CD is currently out. It is 7 songs. It's like an EP. But it's fire. You know what I'm talking about? It's definitely fire. You know, Queens in the building. You feel me? Shout out to Queens in the building. Tucson in the building. All right. Shout out to Tucson. Shout out to Louisiana in the building. And make sure everybody who went ahead and got either the pre-sales, I need to have your name so I could sign it. So if I don't have your name, I'm going to put my email up. Send me the email, please. You could buy the CD on to buy me a coffee. I put that right there. The link right there, scrolling the ticker. Buy me a coffee. You know what I mean? This is not Left Eye. This is Alistair Whoopi from AA Rashid. Let me show you. This is Alistair Whoopi from AA Rashid. It's a play on Aleister Crowley, but it's Alistair Whoopi or Whoopi Crawley. You know what I mean? It's one of his creations. Shout out to the guy. Hey, this is a classic that's been out for a minute now. And if you know, you know. I think it came out in like 2020 and whatnot. But yeah, shout out to AA. He is he's a beast when it comes to juxtaposition. He's the one that taught me a lot about the design shit and whatnot. And you know, yeah. You need the spring weather gear. Yeah, the weather's changing. The weather is changing. We're gonna have to retire these hoodies in a minute. You feel me? We're gonna have to retire. Yeah, but this hoodie right here, let me show you this shit right here. This shit right here. This hoodie right here is like 5 pounds. You know what I mean? I like a heavy ass hoodie. This is my boy right here, Don 600. I did a class with him last year with me and Spin. We did a whole 1 month thing. Don is on his grind. He's doing his thing and whatnot. So he sent me this in the mail, right? With the Chase Your Vision, huh? With the stickers to go with it. Hold on, look at the stickers. Chase Your Vision type shit. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, so he's on his grind. Shout out to everybody on a grind. You feel me? You know I respect everybody on a grind and whatnot. You know, I would never, I always support the grinders. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to my peoples right here. You know what I mean? You see the jump off, Ancient Heritage. You feel me? They've been grinding. They've been doing their thing. Another person. This is Paradise from Hell. This is a classic right here. Money and hating niggas can never coexist. It says money, you know, and that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? That's a fact. You know? So money and hating ninjas could never exist. They can't exist together. A hoodie with no sleeves. I'm with that. I like that. You know what I mean? I like that. Yeah, the hoodies come out when the suns go down. You feel me? Because out here in Atlanta, it'll be 70 degrees in the daytime, and then it gets chilly out this bitch. And of course, we got the master teacher hoodies. I'll show you that in a minute. Maybe one day we'll just do a whole show like it's TikTok shop, and we'll just show a bunch of drip. We'll just show a bunch of drip. You know what I mean? You said where I'm from Brooklyn. You know what I'm talking about? I'm from Brooklyn. You know? So yeah, man. So let me start the show off with a little bit of I don't know if I play a World Star video if I would get a strike. I'm not sure how that shit works. If I would get like a copyright type of infringement. But there's a little bit more to the Angie Stone story than I was able to show y'all yesterday. You feel me? There was a little bit more to the story, so I want to just add on a few pieces that I might have left out when it comes to the Angie Stone situation. First and foremost, I don't fuck with Jaguar Wright. You know what I mean? I just don't. You know what I'm saying? My spirit doesn't take to her. I don't give a fuck how many people she's trying to expose. I don't fuck with her. She talked very crazy about Angie Stone when Angie Stone was alive. Very greasy. Very, to me, she sound very jealous of that woman. She's very jealous. She has a jealous heart. You know what I mean? And I can't deal with people like that. I don't care what kind of information they're sharing. I just pick up on people who need to heal. We all need healing. Like, healers need healing. I need healing. You know what I mean? I'm not sitting up professing like I'm the most healed person. I'm not the most healed person in existence. But when you really need healing, when you need mental healing, I'm not about to just sit down and listen to you and take what you saying like that shit is some type of word of God. So she was dragging Angie Stone through the motherfucking mud for years and whatnot. Clearly, Angie Stone, in terms of talent, you know, in my humble opinion, she was you know, go and Google the discography. Like, Angie Stone was the first rapper group in hip hop, right? She was signed to Sylvia Rhone. She was signed to Sugar Hill Records. People don't know this. I believe the name of the group was The Sensations. She was a rapper before she was Neo Soul, right? She was one of the, she's the first, and they went gold too. It was three of them. It was three of them, right? And it was called Sequence. And they all were, the group was like literally in sequence. It was from heights to age, all type of shit was falling into sequence. She was you know, she was uber talented. Funk you right on up. She didn't just come out of anywhere. You got to put respect on people's name like that. I don't care if you have skeletons in your closet. Once again, I don't worship no one. I don't worship man. I don't worship woman. I got off of that. You know what I mean? When I was younger and whatnot, you know, as a teenager, I can't be held accountable for celebrity worship because I was impressionable like the rest of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even beat myself up over being like fanned out and whatnot as a fucking child. But as you grow up, certain things have to change, and you know, we just evolve and whatnot. So I don't care about what people do in their personal life. It doesn't mean much to me unless you're engaging into activities that, you know, need to be called out and whatnot, and you know, shit like that. You feel me? Unless it's some real heinous shit that you're taking. And to be honest with you, 8 times out of 10, if you really pay attention to these people, you could pick up on it, right? You could be like, yo, something ain't right with this person. It just, the spirit is not, our spirits are at war. You know what I mean? I'm looking at you, but on the spirit realm, my spirit is snuffing your spirit and dragging that bitch through the mud. It's something going on, and I get the heebie-jeebies. I might break out and shit. I might get like hives and whatnot if I'm around the wrong energy. Yeah, she's a major pillar. She was a major pillar. Did she introduce Music Soul Child? I believe so. I believe she was one of the ones who did that. Yesterday, you know, I'd be rambling, right? So I brought up the name of a man named Jason Orr. Jason Orr is a promoter, right? He's just a little bit more than a promoter, but he's the one who I tell this creation myth about, a creation story for that matter, about my experiences and how I was introduced to consciousness throughout many different eras, like different years and stuff like that. Like I just didn't come out of the womb on some super duper conscious shit. This was a process, right? I went through the same process that anybody that's sitting down watching me is going through. I'm no different than you in my process of how I got enlightened and whatnot, and how I got, quote unquote, and how I got bit by that bug and whatnot. We all got bit by some bug at some time in our life. So the year was 1999. I'm in Atlanta, and if anybody knows about my Atlanta stories and whatnot, when I was in Atlanta in 1999, you know, I was on my Brooklyn shit, right? So I wasn't really, and it didn't have a community out here. Bobby Hemmett was selling wings at Stiegel's on Clark Atlanta campus. Bobby Hemmett was selling wings, chicken wing. He was the man at Stiegel's. He was selling wings on wheat bread type shit. You know what I mean? Like we was all trying to find ourselves. Well, no, he might have been doing lectures at that moment. My bad. Let me go. Jason Orr had a show. He had an event that he called, I remember that Fat Black Pussycat, but it was called, damn, what was the name of this shit, bro? I'm gonna remember it. But Jason Orr used to put together these parties, right? They were huge. Funk Jazz Cafe. There you go. Funk Jazz Cafe. He actually has a documentary, and I saw him at the Non-Ether Jazz Fest. I saw him at the Non-Ether God Fest. I'm sorry, the brother Rich just had. He was with Dr. B Serious. And I was like, Jason, I saw you. I remember the documentary. I want my audience to see the documentary because that shit is legendary. You're a legend in the formation of what people know as neo soul, right? Remember neo soul? It was a genre that moved many of us. It consisted of Jill Scott, Erykah Badu, Angie Stone, D'Angelo, Music Soul Child, Bilal, and many others who I may not have mentioned, but you get the drift, right? This is what Funk Jazz Cafe kind of is responsible for, because he was the one who was bringing them out and booking them and putting them on stages and whatnot. And it didn't even have a name like that. Homie from Motown, Kedar, he didn't even have the artist signed to his label yet. He kind of tapped in when they started getting the buzz based off of what was going on at the Funk Jazz Cafe. And I believe it was a moving party, so we'll go different states and whatnot. So I tell Jason, no, I'm like, yo, Jason, the Tabernacle in Atlanta, this is where they held it at. The Tabernacle is like 3 or 4 stories. I think it was 5 stories, big ass venue and whatnot. I was introduced to, because you know Atlanta's a college town. So think about it. It's 1999. I'm familiar with Clark Atlanta college shit. I'm familiar with like you know what I mean? But this is 99. So there is no Young Jeezy. There is no trap music. There is no stripper. The stripper shit wasn't really there. Was I used to go to the gentleman's club, but they didn't have soundtracks. It wasn't Atlanta wasn't dominated by that sound yet. Outkast and Goody Mob, who I used to listen to religiously, right? Black Ice, Aquemini, all of that. Like I was I was like really into that. I go there with my nigga Black O, who is Akon's brother, right? Omar, my nigga Black O. We go there to Fat Black. We go to Funk Jazz Cafe. I don't even know what I'm about to see. He's just like, yo, we going out and whatnot. We used to party 7 days out of the week, right? And I go in there and I see women being painted in the nude. This is the first time I smell patchouli oil. Oh man, they burning incense. I'm seeing baddies with afros and locks and braids and whatnot. And I'm like, yo, I felt like I walked through a portal. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this? you know what I'm saying? Like, I am completely enamored in my environment. I was almost like, it was almost like I was on Mars type shit. Like I walked through a portal and I entered into a world that I never even really knew existed. It was almost like BET Soul came to life. This some shit that I only seen in the Erykah Badu video. So I'm surrounded by it now. I'm like, oh shit, this shit is real. Like it's really it's really Hotep mommies out here. You know what I'm talking about? So that is the night that I saw Outkast and Goody Mob, Erykah Badu performing live. Never seen no shit like that before, right? Totally blew my mind away, and I remember being in there. What about the Yin Yang Twins? Nah. All of that comes in 2003. The crunk era is in 2003. 2004, it coincides, it's alongside the BMF era. BMF and Jeezy phase out the crunk era, right? It's like 2001, 2, and 3. That's the rise of TVT. I was working with TVT at that time, so I'm working with Pitbull and we working with Little John and the Yin Yang. So I'm in the middle of all of that. So that's before that. This is Outkast and Goody Mob and shit like that was kind of running the city. They had their local music and all of that, but these were the big acts. The Dungeon Family era. Thank you. Cool Breeze. You feel me? Witch Doctor, shit like that. So, Jason Orr, he's the man. You know what I mean? He's the promoter. So I peeped him and everything, and we linked up years later. And I got to see the documentary, and I got to see, it's almost like he took you behind the curtain and he shows you the beginning stages of this thing called Neo Soul that didn't have a name until it had a name type shit. Yeah. He rolled with DJ Kemet and all of them. Yeah. So these is Atlanta legends to this day. They still legends to this day in Atlanta. So I'm going to talk to him about the possibility of showing the documentary to this audience. Would that be something that y'all would be down to be a part of? Would that be something that y'all would be, would y'all want to do something like that? We could probably do it on Discord, anywhere where we can have a watch party. You feel me? I want to do something like that. You know what I mean? And I want y'all to see that. Yeah, that's when Future was Meathead. Pause. I want y'all to be able to see what I saw, because it's all about informing one another. I'm an information junkie. I love me some documentary. I love me some goddamn information. I love to go down these rabbit holes, especially if they feed my soul, and give me a better appreciation for people who sometimes are not that appreciated, because if left up to MTV, VH1, and BET that are ran by Viacom and shit, you'll never hear the real stories. These stories are like unsung heroes type shit. You're only gonna hear about the drug dealers. You only hear about the motherfucking, you know what I mean? You're gonna hear about the degenerates. You're gonna hear about, our dysfunction, because our dysfunction is a $1 trillion industry that a lot of people have figured out how to monetize. So it's almost like mandatory for them to push that, because if they push our greatness, the inferiority complexes kick in. They see niggas start to glow, and we start to gloat, and we start to get unified, and we start to get too happy. The melanin starts activating, and it's almost like our shine, because they can't take the sunlight. It's like when we begin to shine, it affects people. Once again, I shouldn't be on my show apologizing to nobody, but I'm a considerate man. I'm a grown man. So yeah, you know what I mean? Hopefully you don't get hit. Hit dogs bark. And you don't find that as somebody taking a personal stab at you. But it is the truth. It is what it is. There's groups of people that are intimidated by our light. And if you belong to that group or that race of people, you understand fully what the fuck I'm talking about. Jill Scott, the jazzy, fat, nasty. Yeah, Jaguar was a part of that. Music, Bilal, Erykah Badu, The Roots, Jasmine Sullivan, Eric Benet, D'Angelo, Bahamadia. So many came through Black Lily. That's in Philly. I remember going to Philly. I don't remember what year it was, but it was a year. You gotta stop smoking this GMO weed, man. You know what I'm talking about? I don't remember what year it was, but I was on a Jill Scott hunt. I was willing to settle with anybody that was just, I was like, if I just hear if a shorty just spit out some poetry and that shit make my finger snap, I'm going to approach her and get on one knee. I was Jill Scott hunting, my nigga, for years. You know what I mean? Before state property took over Philly, y'all had some quality, bro. You know what I mean? Y'all had some desirable women, man. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all had some desirable queens, man. And I'm a Brooklyn dude. Right? We was on a Huntington. You know what I mean? Imagine me bringing a neo soul shorty back to the hood. You know what I mean? It took me eons to catch up, my niggas. You know what I'm talking about? I was a hood rat magnet for a minute, man. It took me a minute to get me a Jill Scottington. You know what I mean? It took me a minute to get something drenched in patchouli oil. You know what I mean? I had to do a lot of healing, my niggas, type shit. And then it happened. And then I was like, I'm good. You see? Yeah, Philly is the birthplace of it. Yes. Enough respect to y'all. Enough respect. I was on y'all bodies. You know what I'm talking about? I was on y'all bodies for a minute, and then I got off of that. I told y'all already about my Erykah Badu experience. She made the boy cry. Hey, auntie. Yeah, she made the boy cry. Not no boo-hoo shit. I just shed one of those tears. Like, damn. It was surreal. I seen her in concert in Brooklyn at a spot called Black Autumn, where I was with a group called Duo Live, right? And I was moving so fast yesterday that I forgot that it was Duo Live. Angie Stone was one of the first artists. All right, boom. Duo Live, right? A two-man group out of Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy. They are rosters. They might not got their locks no more, but these were Naya Bingy rosters. These were rosters who they my age. We all youngsters from Brooklyn, from Bed-Stuy. So they got the Bed-Stuy swag with them, but they rosters. So they eat Ital, and they was one of the first ones that kind of got me on some Ital shit. They lived in Miami. I lived in Miami from 2003 to 2005. I was working with Pitbull, the nigga Pitbull, Mr. Worldwide, right? This is when he was wearing jerseys and he was doing the shit with Little John Crunk. This before he put the suits on. I was his stylist, you know what I mean? But I was also helping out when he was coming up and whatnot. So that nigga fired me. You know what I'm talking about? Towards the end and whatnot, because I started asking for some more bread. And I need more bread, you know what I mean? And they was like, yeah, we're gonna have to yeah, here's your bread, bro. And I didn't hold nothing personal. It's all good. He fired all of the black niggas that was working for him at the end of the day. I was just the first one. So after I caught after I got dropped by fucking Team Pitbull, my niggas, I was like, damn, what the fuck am I gonna do? And lo and behold, I got my dudes, because yeah, sitting free, right? And it wasn't don't cry for me. Don't cry for me. I was doing crazy shit. I was outside, you know what I mean? I was doing, you know what I mean? I was doing crazy shit. And I brought the goons from Brooklyn with me, and them niggas, they didn't know how to turn off their goon and whatnot. So he kind of like picked up on some shit one day, you know what I mean? And one of the goons that I was with was scheming. And I was like, come on, fam. You can't be just fucking out. This is my nigga. This is fucking Pitbull, nigga. Relax. You know what I mean? So it was all good. We still have a good relationship, right? And like you said, things happen for a reason, because if I was still rolling around with Pitbull, y'all niggas would not know nothing about me. You know what I'm talking about? You probably would see me on TV and whatnot, doing the merengue, you know, doing some salsa with some baddies and whatnot, but I wouldn't be red pill. So I remember when I used to work for him, right? Me and my nigga Big Teach, right? Shout out to Big Teach, who has mac and cheese, the house of mac and cheese. If you live in Miami, in Wynwood, you know about the house of mac and cheese. That's Big Teach. Big Teach is like the mayor in Miami. So everybody knows Big Teach. Big Teach is who brought me to Miami to work with Pitbull, because he was his manager. And Big Teach only brought me out there because he was trying to save my life, right? Because he was like, you don't deserve to be, you know, going through that street shit anymore. I see something in you. Pitbull sees something in you. The team sees something in you. We're going to fly you to Miami, put you up into an apartment, put you on payroll, and get you going. You just got to stay out of them stores. And I was like, hell yeah, shit, let's go. And I didn't stay out the stores, you know? But that's a whole nother story. That'll be a Tubi movie one day. You know what I'm saying? When we get the budget, that'll be a Tubi movie. And I would be rolling with Pitbull in them. We would be rolling through the beach, you know what I mean? Because I lived right there on Ocean. I lived on Lincoln Place and 20th, right by the Shore Club, right? So Teach sometimes would pick me up, and sometimes we'd be riding, and he had his truck wrapped. So he would ride around with a truck, and it'd be wrapped. It would have Big Mouth, his marketing and promotion team, and it have the Pitbull on it. You know, it would have like whatever he's doing at the moment, it would be wrapped and whatnot. So we'd be riding around in the truck. And then, you know, these are some Brooklyn niggas, Duo Live. So they'd be like, yo, Rat, yo, Twin. They call me Twin. Yo, Twin. Yo, Twin. And I'm like, what up? They'd be like, get out the house, my nigga. I'd be like, get out the house. Y'all niggas is funny. So translation, they would be like, you kind of Hollywood right now, sir. You know what I mean? You rolling around with the industry niggas. And these were independent artists. Keep in mind, it's two rappers. No, Sid was the DJ and Free was the artist, but it was like 9 of them. And they lived in a mini mansion in the design district, right? So they was getting to the money, to the munyon, selling CDs. That's back in the days when you could sell CDs out the trunk and make a living. So they was getting bread doing a hustle, and here it is. I'm in the rap truck, nigga. I got the Louis on, and it, you know, the real Louis too. You know what I'm saying? And everything that Big Teacher's Trinidadian. He not Jamaican. He Trini. So you know, I had all of the boosted clothes. Mind you, I'm now I upgraded. I leveled up in life. I'm a stylist. I don't even know what that means, but I'm a stylist. So what does a stylist do? A stylist is able to go into different clothing like I'm able to go into A Tiziano. I'm able to go into academics, not DJ academics, academics as a clothing brand. I'm going in there walking out with bags of shit because I'm like, yo, they like, yo, this is Pitbull stylist. So they giving me free shit. This was this was when like LRG was popping. Motherfucking Cool G was, this was like, no, not Cool G. LRG, shit like that. Evisu, you know what I'm saying? All of that stuff. I got all of that. I got all of that. You know what I'm saying? You said I was niggas calling me Kim K. No, this is before the swiper. You didn't have to do no swiping. Yeah, Gino Green, Artful Dodger, yeah, Creative Loafing, all of that stuff. Creative, the sneakers, the Creative something. I got all of that shit. So here it go, Creative Recreation. Here it go, Red Monkeys, right? We had the Red Monk. I'm telling you, and I'm not saying this on no braggadocio shit. I was killing shit. Ruckers, we had the Ruckers brand. Mitchell and Ness, like my nigga, my ninja. We was outside with it. You know what I mean? We had Parrish. Yeah, all of that shit. I went from boosting it to going into the goddamn label and just filling up a bag. And then I would give Pitbull some stuff, but I'm taking shit for myself too. So, you know, I had hella clothes. I had mad clothes, right? So here it go. And then sometimes I had shit to sell. So I would pull up on Duo Live and be like, yo, I got some shit for y'all. You know what I mean? For the half price for the new. You know what I mean? Let's go. So, you know, I'm selling them clothes and whatnot. I'm you know, we swapping shit out and everything. So, you know, they always was like, yo, you should roll with us type shit. And I'd be like, yeah, we gonna meet up at the club, because that's where we would meet up at the club and whatnot. But I'm not about to walk the streets with you niggas and sell CDs, fam. I'm too Hollywood for that right now. And a few months later, I was outside selling CDs with these niggas. How about that? You know what I'm talking about? I got humbled real quick. I wasn't really selling CDs. I was just documenting everything. I became the documentary guy. And I went to stay with them at the mansion and whatnot. That's the mansion that I was living at before I went to New York to I got an emergency call from Blue Pill of like 2 a.m. and whatnot. And I flew out the next morning. I flew out like the next morning and I never came back. I left all my shit at these niggas' house, and they said that they put it in the garage and a cat peed on it. But that's a whole nother story that we'll talk about one day. And you know, they got a feature from Angie Stone. She was fucking with them. You feel me? They went on tour with her. I think all of this shit happened after I left. They went on tour with her. She put them on. Like, she was really, you know, she was one of the first famous people who, like, cause Duo Live, Free, I'm just keeping a buck. Free was nice, bro. Free was nice. Like, he was a top tier MC type shit. These niggas was nice. They wasn't just rosters and whatnot. Like, they was rosters, but they had mad swag. I wish y'all seen them. They would have mad swag. This was around the time when Dead Prez, because I try to explain to people, Dead Prez, M1, and Stickman is very important. They get overlooked and they don't get the props that they deserve. They bridged conscious artists in the streets. They blended that shit in a way that I've never. Remember, if you watch Dave Chappelle Block Party, if you watch Dave Chappelle's Block Party, when they was pushing the neo soul shit very heavy, there was a distinct separation. Jay-Z and them niggas, Dipset and Cameron and all of them was in this world, and Talib Kweli and all of them niggas was in that world. And they did not interact with one another. They did not show up to clubs together. They did not take pictures together. They didn't rock with them. Right? Dead Prez was the only artist. Them niggas caught a record deal and moved into the hood. That was some unheard of shit back in the days. This was the early 2000s. They was living on Utica. And if anybody from Brooklyn and you know what Utica's about, that's similar to somebody moving into the most dangerous hood that any of y'all live in and whatnot. Dead Prez moved right in the hood and was outside with the hood niggas, and that was an anomaly. Kanye West is the bridge that brought everything together. The song that he did, that was like, it was almost like Martin Luther King's dream back in those days. He did the song with Dead Prez and Jay-Z. That was the song. Dead Prez. I remember Dead Prez was super hard back in the days. Dead Prez was like a gangster. Them niggas was gangster, bro. Them niggas was gangster, bro. They was doing shit that no conscious niggas could do, bro. Hell yeah. Yeah, there go the song Hell Yeah. Right? Yeah, St. John and Utica, that's the low life neighborhood. That's the low, and this is not Church Thurston Howell. Shout out to Rack Low, Thurston Howell. That's a whole nother low life. This is Frankie Boo, Ralph Lowe. These are the murderers. These are the low lives that was catching bodies and whatnot. These are the different low lives that was linked up with Franklin Ave. These are the dangerous low lives that used to stab the security guards up, and they bring razors to the party. You know what I mean? These are the low lives that would strip you. They caught my nigga Sport Low and gave him $150. These are the dangerous low lives that used to be at Empire Skating Ring robbing niggas and killed Kiki. Rest in peace to Kiki. If anybody remember that, Frankie Boo robbed them and killed them, right? So they was in those neighborhoods, and these were backpacker rappers, and that was an anomaly in those days. So they had a group that they used to roll with called A-Alikes, right? A-Alikes. Remember, I don't know if y'all remember A-Alikes and whatnot. Yeah, Thurston Howell and Handsome Boy Modeling School. That's the commercialized low life shit. That's commercialized low life. No disrespect to Thurston or nothing, but that wasn't that. There's a grimier, darker version of the low lives, the ones that literally became Bloods and whatnot. That's the low lives. I had beef with them niggas. That's the low lives that we talking about. You know what I'm saying? But Ye was the bridge. Ye brought the backpacker conscious niggas into the quote unquote fold where Jay-Z now wants to be conscious. This was not the case before when he had a fade and he had Rockefeller. You would never think that was going to happen. I could rhyme like common sense, but ever since remember, Watch the Throne is the album where Ye becomes more materialistic. Ye becomes more into, he embraces the materialism, and Jay goes into the fake pseudo woke conscious bag. That's the album where they become where they switch. You know what I mean? Where they do the switcheroo and whatnot. And Ye after that is a different Ye from backpacker, hanging out with Dave Chappelle, hanging out with Mos Def, hanging out with Common, hanging out with fucking Erykah Badu, different, quote unquote, and it changed the conscious community. It shifted everything. So now you have, and then the Roots do the album, the live album, where Jaguar Wright is singing on the album with Jay-Z. That was an anomaly back then. For the younger people in the audience, That was it. That was never supposed to happen. Nobody ever saw that happen. That's Jay-Z Unplugged, right? That's Jay-Z Unplugged with the Roots. And niggas was like, what the fuck does Jay-Z and the Roots have in common? Nigga, what the hell? Like, people were flabbergasted. You know what I'm talking about? People were flabbergasted because those two worlds never merged like that. Those two worlds never merged like that. Kanye is the bridge. And now Jay-Z is Basquiat. Exactly. You know what I mean? Now Jay-Z is Basquiat. Here I'm talking about, it wasn't like that in those days and whatnot. It was a clear distinction between the different worlds. Nasir Jones, Nas. How much people try to say that he's conscious. Nasir Jones wasn't even fucking with Talib Kweli and most that them niggas was squares to a Nas in them because Nas is from the projects. You feel me? Nas is from the projects. And Nas was rolling with Jungle, the Bravehearts. Nas don't run around with niggas that hug trees and chew on chew sticks and smoke BBs and BDs and whatnot. That was and niggas that don't wear socks. That's not who Nas was around. He might have kicked that righteous shit, but he was trying to be Escobar. You feel me? He was trying to be Escobar. You don't see him around Most Def and he don't have songs with and Wu-Tang is not conscious. Wu-Tang, as much as people try to, that's boom bap. That's not conscious. Matter of fact, I put something. I didn't know that the hate for New York was so crazy and whatnot, but I did a poll and whatnot, and niggas was really hating on New York. So I'm gonna do a poll with y'all in a minute to see something. But let me finish with the story because I don't want to be all over the place, right? So there was a tremendous shift that took place in New York City where the cultures blended. Okay, yeah, Wu-Tang. All right, so this is what Wu-Tang is, right? To put everything into perspective, you know what I mean? I love when I'm able to talk like this because this is important. This is imperative. This is not about, you know, sometimes people get up here and they try to gloat about their city. No, nigga, I'm giving the history about what was taking place on the ground and whatnot because they're not covering this shit on MTV. They're not doing, I'm not waiting for the documentary to come out. No, let's just get to it. Wu-Tang represents the last vestige of the gods and the earths. The nation of the gods and the earths. But not the nation and the gods and the earth that y'all be wanting to think that the nation of gods and earth was similar to a gang. Right? And not in a sense where it's a gang like the Bloods and the Crips, because New York was gang culture, was a gang land before the Bloods and Crips was a gang land. They had the Black Spades, they had the Jolly Stompers. It was mad gangs. You see it in the movie Warriors, right? So the 5%ers were grimy, gritty, street niggas that had street knowledge and will fuck you up. And if you didn't know the mathematics, right? They was deep and whatnot, but they become some of the first crack dealers. They are stick-up kids. You know, when they talked about the Wu-Tang, when the Wu-Tang says hopping out of MPVs and all of that stuff, the Supreme team with Kenneth Supreme in Queens, that is Nation of Gods and Earth as drug kingpins. Okay? And Queens niggas is different than Brooklyn niggas because you don't find a lot of kingpins in Brooklyn. That's where the stick-up kids, the robbers, and the grimy niggas come from. And when you look at Harlem, that was the home. They had the Nation of Gods on Earth. They got their headquarters and whatnot. They doing the knowledge. They handling their business and whatnot. But when I was on Rikers Island, I was on Rikers Island in 1993. There was a nigga on there named Fruit Quan. Fruit Quan was so scary that they had to bring 4 captains to walk this nigga, and they would shut everything down. You could not be in the hallway when they was transporting Fruit Quan. You understand? I'm just giving you a little bit of history. And this is Rikers Island when it was real. You know, I don't know what's going on. I done heard they be catching bodies and shit like that still on Rikers. But this was Rikers when it was like gladiator school. Where does Dr. York come from? Brooklyn. Ansar Allah. That's when they was wearing all white. If you look at the video from Lakim Shabazz and the Peach Fuzz video with MF Doom before he becomes MF Doom, they Ansar Allah. Let me go and pull it up. Peach Fuzz. So you can see what they look like. They was looking like this is the early version of Dr. York, right? This is the earlier version of Dr. York and them before they became the Nubians. And they were selling, and they used to sell incense, and they used to sell the tablets. And, you know, this is early New York, right? So this is them right here. This is KMD, right? Peach Fuzz, right? You see the white turbans that they wearing? You see they got the white turbans and shit? That's Ansar Allah. You see they got the table and they selling shit? Yeah, that's the early Nubians before they went to Atlanta and become the Nubians. This is Ansar Allah, right? So that's who they were. One of these dudes is MF Doom. Before his brother got killed or died on the highway, and then he disappears and he comes back with a mask on, and he's MF Doom, right? It's an interesting story. Go and check it out. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, they had motion back in the days, right? So yeah, the school of Mecca in Harlem is where the Nation of Gods and Earth is from. But God Bodies were street niggas, you know what I'm saying? Who had a lot of knowledge and whatnot. Not Fruit Quan from the grave diggers. Fruit Quan from the streets, my nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Fruit Quan from the streets. Not Fruit Quan from Sonic. He wasn't no rapper. He was you know what I mean? He was a criminal. You know what I'm talking about? And I don't know what the hell had him like that on Long Island, but he obviously was uber violent. You know what I mean? That's what they would do to people that were very violent. And this is before the Bloods and the Crips come, because they just turned the violence up a few more notches and whatnot. So Duo Live, I say all of that to say that Duo Live emerges out of that Petri dish that Dead Prez represents, where they have married the streets with the consciousness. And that is exactly what I saw when I went to Atlanta and I encountered the Dungeon family. They and Goody Mob and stuff. These was not no backpackers. These are not like, yo, peace, God. What, you know what I mean? Save the planet, save the whales and whatnot. That's not who we talking about. And unfortunately, because of the depiction in media, they tend to paint conscious people like they was some weak niggas, or they was some cornballs or whatnot, or they wasn't active and whatnot. And that's furthest from the truth. It was so active in New York that everybody had to be active and whatnot. Everybody had to have a little bit of toughness in them. Everybody had to have a little bit of dog in them. You know what I'm talking about? Because, you know what I mean? You had to be a little, you know what I mean? You just couldn't be no pushover. Yeah, Raucous Records. Raucous Records was the rest haven for all of the conscious niggas who wanted to read books. You know what I'm talking about? Who wanted to save the whales. You know what I mean? That's Raucous Records. That is you know, yeah, Zulu Nation was pressure. Zulu Nation was pressure. You know what I'm talking about? They was out there stomping niggas out. You feel me? They was pressure in the streets. Yeah, you got to have them 52 hand skills. You had to have hand skills. You feel me? You had to be able to protect yourself, protect your neck. Like they said, protect your neck. Yeah, I seen a video by a YouTuber named Ill Bill. and I hopped in his comments, and I was like, you know, that's some real beta male shit. And I gotta change that language about beta male, because I watched a video today and it explains that scientifically there's no such thing as a beta male. That was an observation of a pack of wolves, and it's not necessarily true. So yeah, I take that. But I seen a video recently where they was having a video breaking down woke people, and I'm like, fam, you Wikipedia all of your information. Why don't y'all come to people who have the knowledge of this whole shit and get a better script? You know what I mean? Because unless, you know, if you don't do it like that, you're gonna sound like you just on Wikipedia. You just pulling from Wikipedia. You know what I mean? Yeah, FD Signifier and Ill Bill, and then he tried to talk greasy and response and whatnot. So I'm gonna just leave that on the back burner until I feel like cooking them one day. But you know, the online shit, when it's like, when it comes to hotepers and all of this, it's egregious. You know what I mean? It's egregious, and I blame you niggas, not y'all in particular. I just blame the conscious bots that be in the comment sections, and I don't know who to blame. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who to point fingers at. I just know that shit is egregious. But duo live, right? My guys sitting free. They linked up with Aya Likes. They was linked up to Dead Prez. These were street niggas who were turning another leaf. They were the first ones who showed me three things, right? Three things, right? One, keep in mind, because we're in these days and times where we just think that everything that's happening just happenstance. No, there's a process to where we're at right now. There was a day and time where being an entrepreneur was frowned upon. There was a day and time where saying, nah, I'm working for myself was frowned upon. There was a day and time where selling your own CD, right? And you wasn't signed to a label. It didn't have an imprint on it. You didn't have a machine behind you. It was frowned upon. It was like, damn, nigga, what are you waiting for? They were the ones who showed me I didn't need the machine, right? Because every day we had a van, right? We had like a church van. We'd be in a van after work and whatnot. And I'm sitting down, like I said, every day in the morning, they would have a box, like boxes of CDs and whatnot. So CDs were selling for $20, sometimes $30. And Free would hand out 10 CDs to each member. Remember, it was 8 or 9 of them. And be like, yo, you can't get back in the van until you sell 10 of those. You can't get back in the van. We ain't going home until we sell all of these CDs type shit. And every day, them shits would sell. Ain't nobody ever came back in the van talking about, they would come back in the van to get doubles. Like, yo, I finished my first pack. Let me get the next pack. And I would sit in the van and watch them count thousands of dollars every day. Thousands. I'm talking about thousands, right? They count about 3 bands a day. And then we drive into the design district to go lay up in a mansion, right? Literally a mansion. We lived on North 44th Street. You know what I'm talking about? In a mansion, my nigga. I used to stand on the balcony in a robe like I was Montana, nigga. It's Tony Montana. You know what I'm talking about? So they showed me that I could make a living if I believed in myself, right? Because they had to believe in themselves in order to do what they were doing. You have to remember, they walking up to people on Ocean eating. These niggas got long locks. They were frowned upon me when I got a shape up. These are Naya Bingis. They don't want to go to the barbershop, y'all. You know what I'm talking about? These is real rosters. Like, I was reading Selassie. You feel me? I was eating Ital food, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? There were certain things I couldn't do. And I was chilling with fucking Armando Perez and these niggas just a few months prior to that. So you know, I was uncouth in Miami. I was knocking everything down like a bowling ball. They was like, look, you know what I mean? There's certain things that you can't do in this house. These niggas didn't want to get no shape ups. I would come through mad clean. They'd be like, look at this nigga, look at Twin. You know what I mean? He you know what I mean? He, you know, I forgot what the term was, but it was basically like you trying to be a human type shit. I'm like, damn, niggas. Y'all niggas don't want to get a shape up? Like, I'm fresh to death. I stay fresh. Like, I can't do it. They stay fresh though. Let's be clear. It wasn't like they were struggling and whatnot. They had pocket full of money. You know what I mean? Always had some trees on them. You know what I'm talking about? Every night, you know, it was a party. You know what I mean? Every night we was chilling. They had shorties coming through. All of that. We was chilling. Like, it wasn't boring and whatnot. Oh, there you go, a fashion dread. Like, you're a fashion dread type shit, right? So they would hand me like pamphlets and what. Mind you, this is around the time of the DVD era. So I was getting boxes of DVDs sent. So I was like, you know, I had the conscious DVDs, but I also had smack DVDs, and I also had a little bit of Short Eyes. I'm just keeping it a buck because, you know, I'm a New Yorker. We watching everything. So they was like, you know, I wasn't rapping at that time. No, I was not rapping at that time. I was not rapping at that time. You feel me? I was not rapping. You feel me? I was writing, but I wasn't in the booth like that. I wasn't rapping. But I was inspired by Free because he had bars. You know what I mean? This nigga had bars, and we would be in the van listening to his new shit. He would be playing some of the unreleased shit. You know what I mean? And then I started seeing the money that they was making selling their shit. But then it was like, was they musty? Nah. What are you talking about? These niggas took showers. They took showers. They was tapped in. If anybody from Miami is in the audience, help me out with this. Because if you from Miami, you knew who Duo Live was, because we was across the bridge and on the beach and whatnot. We was going to Take One. We was going to Carroll City. You feel me? And we was kind of like, you know, we was outside. How can you get a copy of the new music? Look, I got some old CDs from, this is the mixtape, the last mixtape that me and Blue put out. That's 48 Laws of Power. And then this is the 44 Tops. But we was chilling, you know what I mean? And they had mad respect from everybody in Miami, because remember, niggas in Miami got locks, right? Everybody in Miami got the Nazi dreads, right? So, but they not Rasta. So now they looking at these dudes who, you know what I mean? They got the swag and everything. They got the locks, they got the look, and they on their righteous shit. So even the goons and everybody, they respected what nobody was stepping on each other's feet and whatnot. Nobody was stepping on each other's feet. Talik, what you mean they got rid of it, right? Yeah, I heard. Yeah. We was around the zones because the design district is right down the block from Little Hades. You know what I mean? So we would be locked in with Little Haiti and stuff like that and whatnot. This is before Kodak Black. Remember, 2004, 2005, this is when BMF was taking over Miami, right? Does a Saw or Set in New York fall into the street conscious grouping? I would say that book, I read that book when I was on Rikers in 2001. That changed my whole entire life, the Medu Netter. So Ansar Allah was influencing everybody in New York City because we was all reading that book. That was our introduction into Kemet on a higher level, and it was in a book form, so everybody was able to, you know what I mean? When you have a book, it's personal. So Ansar Allah, Asar or Set raised us up out of it raised our consciousness prior to the video era, prior to like us getting on camera and things like that. You feel me? You got a venue in Houston? My genius. All right. I gotta talk to you, Talik. They got I was on the phone with is it the Shape Center? I think it was the Shape Center and whatnot. Or if it's not the Shape Center, yeah, I think it was the Shape Center. Wasn't Dr. York's son producing hip hop? Little Kim. Mary G, this is it. This is the one from the Non-Ether Fest. I'm rocking it. I love it. My son loves it too. He tried to take it off my wrist. You know? So yeah, Duo Live showed me 3 things. 1, you could make money on your own selling your own shit, right? I mean, I've always been grinding on my own, but I saw the operation, and I saw that it took discipline, and I saw that it took dedication. You know what I mean? They was up and out the house at a certain amount of time. They was back in the house around a certain amount of time. They was focused. You feel me? They was focused. Number 2, it also showed me that you could be righteous. You could stay on your deen and whatnot. You could be about your righteousness. You could live a righteous lifestyle and don't have to be struggling. Because prior to that, I thought that all of that righteous shit was about scrambling and scraping and struggling. The only person that I really knew who was pushing a Range Rover and living good was Dr. Sabi off of Consciousness back in those days. That's that. I didn't know too many other people who was living, you know what I mean? Like living it up type shit off of no consciousness. Like that was considered to be struggle. But the bros wasn't struggling and whatnot. The bros was living their dream. They had the shorties, you know what I mean? They had shorties on checking for them on their line. They was walking into the club VIP. You know what I mean? Like they was living like rappers, and they wasn't signed to a label and whatnot. And they didn't have to sell out. They wasn't out there making a fool of themselves and you know, type shit. Okay, you got come on, okay. Come on, Mystic Philly. See, we got people Ghetto Gold and March Madness. So boom. Angie Stone. Matter of fact, let me go and I'm talking all of this. I could go to the YouTube and just pull them up. Angie Stone was one of their first supporters. So Angie Stone has a special place in my heart. You know what I'm saying? Like she's a different kind of you know what I mean? Like she's a real one. She's a real one. And I was watching her video, and she was saying that she had gotten poisoned. Right? She had a blood infection. Right? Give me 1 minute because I'm trying to do 3 things at once. But she was down bad and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? She was down bad. You feel me? And they was doing her dirty. She said the devil was after her, right? This is her words. All right, so boom. Here you go. Here go Angie, right? Here go Angie with Sid and Free, right? She brought him on Ellen DeGeneres. You know what I'm talking about? She took him on a roll with her, right? So this is them back in the days. That's Angie with them.
coming out on October 16th on Stax, the Rejuvenated Stax label. The new
Matter of fact, shout out to Supernova Slum, because Supernova Slum is a part of this whole history as well. Supernova's tapped in with y'all remember them, right? Duo Live. They had a song with Fabulous and some other people. They was popping around 2005, 6, 7 type shit. You know? So this my dude Sid. You see what I'm talking about with the rosters, with the Naya, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? See how they keep it jiggy and whatnot? This is how they was giving it up. Type shit. You know? Those are my guys for life though, man. I owe a lot to them because, you know, they definitely saw something in me. They saw something in me and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? And they helped me see something in myself because, like I said, they helped me to see. They helped me to see the quote unquote greatness in me. You feel me? They saw something in me that I might not have seen in myself at that time because, like I said, I was kind of like, I was chasing that street shit. You know what I mean? This was all the way back in 2004 and all that. I was still chasing that street shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have my minds on Uber consciousness. Like, I was watching lectures. You know what I'm saying? Was Teach with them? Nah. Teach was with Pitbull. You know, Teach was with Pitbull. I was watching the lectures. I was, you know, I had my master teachers that I rocked with and whatnot. But that shit wasn't enticing me. I didn't. If I was to say I'm gonna get this thing started, where was I gonna start at? Like, there was nowhere to start. Where there was no YouTube. There was no social media. It was Harlem, and that's where I eventually went. I was drawn to Harlem, and when I saw the energy in Harlem, Sarnetta and Jack Felder, Dr. Jack Felder, Nova Felder, I was like, Sutek had a store around the corner. Sutek wasn't fucking with me at first because I was trying to make t-shirts and he was selling t-shirts. I don't think he was like, who is this nigga? Who is this young? And I'm from Brooklyn and I'm in Harlem. That's a no-go. You feel me? That's a no-go. Yeah, Shabazz. Which Shabazz? Old Shabazz or Shabazz the promoter? You know what I mean? So it was like all I had was lectures to look at. So it's like when you think about it, back then, you watch a lecture and you go home. It wasn't like you watch a lecture and then you go somewhere and you live out what's going on that you just learned. No, you had your little crew and y'all talked about shit. Y'all passed books around and whatnot. You feel me? I was writing AA. He was locked up. He was doing 10. I was writing him like, yo, this shit is crazy. And he even, you know, he came up, he wrote 3 books and he popped off from behind the wall. And I'm like, I didn't know where to go. I didn't have a home. You know what I mean? I didn't have a home in consciousness. You know what I mean? You just had to wait around until the next DVD dropped or you be lucky and go to a lecture. But that was it. Yeah, the VCH days. You know what I mean? You know? So it was a beautiful thing, man. It was a beautiful thing. Yeah, AA is the GOAT. You know what I'm talking about? AA is definitely the GOAT. You know? And because he did it in a way that I haven't never really seen nobody do it. Like, he was behind the wall type shit. He was buried alive. He was buried alive. Like, they had my nigga underneath that bitch doing 10. And he managed to write books about the Kabbalah that to this day Niggas that's been home have not been able to put out no books like that. You feel me? To this day, he was able to do some shit. He caught the attention of a Phil Valentine. He caught the attention of a Black Dot. He caught the attention of the legends and whatnot. And these people were able to give this man something to look forward to when he came home. And he was able to come home and he was able to do what he had to do. And he was able to change his life around. You know, I mean, you know, shit. You do 10 years, you do try doing 10 years. A.A. Rashid is who I'm talking about. You know? And it's the, you know, it's a story. I can't go through the whole story on this show, but you know, it's a process. Everybody had to go through their processes, right? That's why I'm so heavy on redemption qualities. That's why I'm so heavy on people's redemption factors, because low key, it's not that I know where this movement started. You feel me? I know the humble beginnings of this whole movement. I know that this shit came out of nothing, bro. You feel me? And it became a global thing. It became a phenomenon around the globe. You know what I mean? I know the struggles that certain people had to go through to even just get on these stages and whatnot. Nobody is perfect in this thing. Everybody has their flaws and whatnot. Everybody has their quote unquote, you know, everybody got they crosses that they gotta carry and whatnot. But we all are learning. We're all works in progress. You feel me? We are all works in progress. Which brings me to this video that I want to show real quick, because I'll be talking about this. I talk about the redemption qualities of people and whatnot. And I came across this video today, and it opened, you know, conflicts. You know, a little bit about, you know, somebody who's trying to redeem themselves. Disclaimer: I don't listen to Vybz Kartel. I'm not a Vybz Kartel fan. I'm from the old school. I rock with Bounty Killer, Beanie Man. You know, you know what I mean? I come from that era. I don't, when Vybz started popping off, I wasn't fucking with the dance hall like that. But people talk about the world boss. Obviously, he has a big influence on a lot of people's quote unquote minds and their hearts and their minds. So I give props where it's due. I don't, you know what I mean? I'm not a fan like that. I'm not a fan. You feel me? I'm not a fan like that. But I do know that he is coming. He came home, right? Only God could judge you, right? Whatever the case. Yeah, I'm from the Shaba world. You know what I'm talking about? I'm from the Buju world and whatnot. And he came home. He did 13. He came home with a discrepancy. And he was able to turn himself around. Now, three people came home last year, and I was like, yo, this happened in 2024. And I said, in 2025, all three of these people are going to be making waves in the news. Let's watch. Let's just observe them, right? We have Spraga Benz. We got Patra. You know what I'm talking about? I'm from that era. You know what I mean? So with the whole Gaza versus Gully, him versus Movado and all of that, you know what I mean? I wasn't really fucking with it like that. But, you know, I respect it, whatever. It's for the younger generation. But he is attempting to redeem himself. So the three people that came home was Big Meech, Vybz Kartel, and Young Thug. And I said in 2025, all three of these people are going to make a little bit of noise and whatnot in the industry or in just the culture period, because of the impact that they have on what you call the streets, right? I'm like, each one of those stories I'm going to watch closely because I want to see the redemption quality in each one of them. Right? He came home and married a white woman. Like I said, you know, I'm not watching where people are doing what behind closed doors. Like that don't have nothing to do with me, fam. I'm also looking at if you promoting death and destruction. I'm looking at if you are coming home and you continuing the negativity. I'm looking at if you are trying to redeem yourself and to help fix what you may have destroyed. That's what I'm paying attention to. You feel me? Not where you put in your you know what I mean? Not I watched the Drink Champs episode with him. Yeah, I recommend that as well. That was a good episode. He's my age too. You know what I'm saying? I watched that episode. You feel me? He was dropping some shit. He was showing maturity. You feel me? He was showing maturity. You feel me? So at the end of the day, you know, that's what I'm looking for. So check this clip out real quick, and then we're going to continue.
That take place in the ghetto. A lot of conflicts that take place in the ghetto across the region. It could have been avoided. But no one wants to stand down. You understand? No one wants to be a bigger man and just say, I'm sorry. Words like that. I'm sorry. I never knew. So moving forward now, that's the positivity we're pushing to the youths. It's okay to have fun. It's okay to smile. It's okay to walk with your girlfriend. It's, you know what I mean? You don't have to be on the corner smoking a big spliff thinking that is manhood or that is manliness. Because you have to understand, you only have one life and you have to use it wisely. Because not many of us get a second chance like Vybz Kartel. A lot of people in prison now will never come out. A lot of people through a lot of gangster violence and things like that, them lose them life. So moving forward now, we are promote positivity. We are promote love. We are promote respect. And we are promote communication. Talk to one another. Everything don't have to end in a fist fight or a gunfight or a knife fight. Talk things over. Believe that you can be a man without having to take up a gun, take up a knife, shoot someone. And in everything, never leave God out of it. Because my journey going through my 13 years in prison, I can tell you this. God, me put my faith in and say, Father God, I'm not the best person, but I'm not the worst person. And if you believe in forgiveness and if you believe that I can change, because you see my heart, please, I'm begging you, carry me home. 6 months later, I'm sitting beside the president. So dreams are there to come true. But you have to believe in yourself. You have to trust God. You have to trust not only your judgment, but the judgment of people around you, your mother, your father, a bigger brother. Don't go there. Stay here. Don't do this. Do that. Sometimes it's good to listen. Because you see, in Jamaica we have a saying, who can hear, I go feel. And trust me, get to youth. What I've been through, I don't wish that on anyone else. So I just want the youth, and that's why I come out with this positive mindset. No bitterness, no anger. Just coming out giving and forgiving as I have been forgiven. And trust me, once you have them concept in your head, you're going to reach far. Yeah, man, it's a pleasure.
So when it comes to the questions about what he's doing for Jamaica, has he, like I said, that's not something that I don't know. You got to ask him that. You feel me? All I do know is that there's a certain language, feel me, that I'm listening for. There's just a certain language that I'm listening for. Like, you have to show some type of redemption qualities. And out of those three people, he's the only one that's showing those redemption qualities, right? When you have influence over millions of people, you are a powerful individual. You're not an NPC in my book. I'm from the streets. I just shared that with y'all. He's not a leader. He's not, nobody's saying no one is a leader. Y'all get things mixed up. The minute somebody says someone's name out of your mouth, y'all think that I'm saying to go worship that man, or y'all think I'm saying that that man is enlightened and that man is favored. No, I'm not saying none of that. I'm observing somebody's I'm observing someone's walk, right? If he winds up falling on that walk and he falls back into the pits in which he comes from, then that's part of the story, right? If Big Meech winds up tricking himself and going back to jail, that's a part of his story. These are just learning lessons. These are just learning lessons, because even though some of us are not in the street, so we're not connected to things of that nature, you know, what I do know is a lot of people are either listening to these people, they are influenced by these people. You feel me? I think the best thing that he probably could do for Jamaica is leave Jamaica. You know, that might be the best thing that he could do for Jamaica, is leave Jamaica and get some things together and then come back and do good for his spot. But I don't know the politics in Jamaica like that. I don't know the politics in Jamaica like that. You feel me? I know that it's a war zone, and I know that he helped to promote a lot of the killings and a lot of that bad man, gunman thing. I know that. So the people that could break the spell is the ones that casted it. Can you follow me on that? You know, the people who could break the spell are usually the ones that casted it, and not the other way around. Nobody could break a spell that somebody else casted. It's very hard for them to do that, you know? So to see somebody standing on redemption and saying, yo, I don't stand on the shit that I was standing on, you know, if he's lying to himself, then that's something that he got to deal with, not me. You know what I'm talking about? That's some shit that he got to deal with. When he look in the mirror, he's not being authentic to self. When he look in the mirror, he knows that he's lying to himself. That's some shit that he got to deal with, not me. You lying to yourself. You ain't lying to me, bro. I'm just observing the fact that he has a mitigated goal to even step out and, you know, try at least for some fucking redemption. You got to start somewhere. You know what I'm talking about? You got to start somewhere. So big up to everybody that's a part of that culture that are trying to turn things around. I hope you get a lot of assistance, because we know that this shit is not going to be easy and whatnot. You know, and it is what it is. So let me pull this chart up real quick, because I was going to pull this up earlier when I was giving you this whole New York rundown about things that was going on in New York and Duo Live and all of this other stuff. I threw this on my IG today, and I got a resounding, how did he get dark again? I guess he stopped putting bleach on himself. That's how that works. He stopped bleaching. You feel me? He stopped bleaching. You know what I mean? So I threw this on my page, and you know, I got a lot of feedback, and I want to know from y'all which one gotta go. I'm gonna throw this up here, and we're gonna wait for like 4 minutes. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do 4 minutes, and we're gonna see what everybody picks out. So we got drill. Not gangster rap, right? Not what preceded drill, but drill. And specifically Chicago drill that is saying. Chicago drill. Chief Keef and them niggas. So goodbye, Dirk. Goodbye, Chief. Goodbye, all the goodbye, Lil Reese and you niggas. Grrr. Right? So here we go with so who hates New York boom bap? Who says that New York gotta go? What the fuck did New York boom bap do to you niggas? Who said New York gotta go? Huh? What did boom bap do to y'all? That I just want to know. What the fuck did the boom bap do to y'all? Huh? Because there's no New York boom bap right now. I'm assuming that they're talking about the old New York. That the New York is sexy drill in New York right now. It's 504 in New York right now, nigga. There's no boom bap in New York. So I'm assuming this is the mixtape era. This is like the Locks. This is like motherfucking Dave East. You know what I mean? This is Ransom. You know what I'm talking about? This is boom bap. Like, y'all hate that? The fuck? Y'all hate that? But y'all niggas want Atlanta trap to stay? And y'all want New York West? Y'all want West Coast gangster rap? You want NWA to fucking stay, nigga? Okay. Yeah, zesty drill. The fuck? New York is zesty drill. Griselda is boom trap. Yeah, Griselda is not boom bap, it's boom trap. You feel me? Brain rot. Yeah, it's fucking brain rot. You know? Oh, Fabio is locked up? Yeah. Pro era and Flatbush Zombies is the last of the boom bap era. I think so. I think so. You know? But a lot of people on my IG said the same thing. It was overwhelming with the drill. They was like, get that shit the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? They was like, the drill gotta go. And I agree. West Coast had hits for sure. So y'all don't care. Y'all just care if it's a hit that you could move, that you could twerk to and whatnot. You don't care if the music was trash. You just care if it was a fucking bop. You know what I mean? I like I said, Dave East sucks. I was a critic of Dave East, and I still kind of have a little bit of criticism to his flow. I seen a meme where they said that Dave East raps for niggas that work overtime shifts at a warehouse and whatnot and sell weed on the side. But I heard an album that he just did, a project with Ransom called Final Call. It came out the day that Malcolm X made transition and whatnot. I think it was the 21st of February. And I'm like, I fuck with Dave East. I just think that Dave East hasn't found his he hasn't found his comfort zone. So he hasn't found his pocket, you know. He hasn't found his pocket. You feel me? It said he's hiding like 3. I mean, he might be a better actor, but you know, next to Ransom, Ransom kind of was running laps around him. Ransom's pen is a little more grown than his, a little more seasoned. But yeah, shout out to Dave East and whatnot. You know what I mean? You said you in the warehouse, he gets no. He wanted to be a gangbanger rapper. Yeah, man. He want to be like Nip. Yeah, man. You know, gangbanging Muslims. It's yeah, they got gangbang. That's a reality now. That's a reality now. They got gangbanging Muslims. That's a whole fucking movement right now. Nigga, that's Griselda in a sense. That's West Side Gun. You feel me? I liked them in the Wu-Tang story as Method Man. You know? I liked them as Method Man. I think that I was getting confused with the whole Method Man thing. I'm like, damn, I wish Dave East would get a better role where he could be another type, because I know who Method Man is, so it's kind of hard for me to look at Dave East. But he sunk into that role. He sunk into that role. You know what I mean? But yeah, shout out to him. Why doesn't Nas do a song with him? That's my million. Like, if you signed them, why you not where's the A&R at? Where's the A&R? It seems like the new thing is to just do fucking 1,000 mixtapes and hope that you get better. You know what I'm talking about? Ransom ain't 31. The fuck Ransom got to be around my age, man. Ransom was rapping with Joe Button, my nigga. These are not no young boys. These ain't no YNs. Let's talk about the oldest YN in the world. Let's talk about the oldest YN in the world, man. Let's get into it. Y'all want to get into it? Let's get into it, man. Let's get into the oldest YN in the world, man. Let's go.
YNs to help him walk down. This nigga called the oldest YNs to help him walk down.
He's a 10-year citizen. New new name alert, nigga. 10-year citizen. 10-year citizen. That's what you niggas are doing.
Why you walk out with them old dusty ass niggas, man?
How do you feel when people call you the youngest old nigga?
I love it.
We wasn't scamming, we was gramming. We sold powder by the brick. They was blaming that Miss Epo shit. They shot him in his whip.
You heard? I love it. I'm still in the loop. I'm accepted by the younger generation. That means my music is moving. I mean, my music is touching them. That means my music resonates with them.
I've been trying to make him quit.
You know how dope that is? For me to be in this game this long and being able to make music that the youngsters that wasn't around when I really was lit still admire and want to know who this guy is. It's something about that, you know what I mean? I don't see too many people from my day doing anything like what I'm doing right now. If they are, count them out, call them out.
There's not many. And still being able to make it cool and fun.
Call them out. I want to see how many there are.
My jewels like a fool. She said she about to take a dip.
We got more hate.
For
We got more hate.
Gervonta Davis. See, y'all boxers gonna learn. See, I was scared for Gervonta Davis from the entrance. Soon when I seen Joel's fucking up, then Jim Jones popped out the corner. I said, oh, no, this nigga lost. This nigga came out with old-ass Dipset. Music wasn't even hitting right. I said, nah, it's over, man. I knew once he had them two niggas right there, it was going to be a rough night. I said, oh, ain't no knockouts coming. Joel walking out there with a blanket and shit. I mean, Jim Jones got a blanket on, man. God damn, Joel's got the damn Slauson ass, swap meet jeans, and old ass Averex. She's like, yeah, nigga, I'm happy to be here. This nigga mouthpiece came out, his teeth came out while he was rapping and shit. I said, man, it's over, man. Can't do this shit no more, man. Come on, Tank. Come on, man. You gotta stop this shit. You normally come out with some cool shit. I know the thought was cool. The thought of, like, you know what, I'm gonna have Dipset. And you was thinking old Dipset. You was like, nigga, 2, 1, Santana dip. Kind of set. You was thinking that shit. But that nigga came out, the goddamn dentures popped out, nigga started fixing his teeth and rapping at the same time. I said, man, shit ain't cool, man. Jim Jones coming out with looking cold with a blanket on, just rapping that shit. Them niggas is old. The music wasn't hitting. I just knew it was over. That was damn near. You lucky you got a little bit of God on your side. Cause it was almost the same as David Heyman wearing the fucking essential pants outfit out there with them damn boots he had on. You was this close to getting your ass whooped. You can't be doing that shit, Tank. You supposed to be our motherfucking savior. You can't do this shit. We only got 2 of y'all. You and Crawford. You can't be out there coming out there with fucking Jim Jones with a Only thing Jim Jones was missing is some hot cocoa and some shit. Niggas was wrapped up in a sheet, just don't know the song. Nobody know what song he was rapping. The nigga was ball in. At least do some shit like that. God damn. Fuck. Out there getting hit, nigga taking knees. Nigga was so confused. I was confused from the start, so I know you was confused. That nigga taking knees.
What's up with Tank, man? What's up with Greasy Tank, man? Check this shit out, man. What's up with Greasy Tank, man? I'm glad I didn't lose a bankroll. Niggas lost a lot of money last night.
I just got my hair done 2 days ago, and she picked grease in my shit, so the shit was like, you know, like when you sweating and things like that, and the grease come in my face, it burnt my eyes type shit. Damn, why y'all booing like I'm saying bullshit? Like, this is real facts. Come on, man. I just got my hair done 2 days ago. Swing the remix, guys! I just got my hair done 2 days ago. I just got my hair done. And she picked grease in my shit. I just got my hair done 2 days ago. I just got my hair done. I just got my hair done. I just got my hair done 2 days ago. I just got my hair done. And she picked grease in my shit. I just got my hair done. 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 Why y'all booing like I'm saying bullshit? Like, this is real facts. Like, this is real facts. Why y'all booing like I'm saying bullshit? Like, this is real facts. It burnt my eyes. Like, this is real facts. I just got my hair done 2 days ago. I just got my hair done. I just got my hair done. I just got my hair done 2 days ago.
Greasy Tank, the fuck happened to you last night, my nigga? God damn. Niggas believing in you, Tanky. You came to Brooklyn with that shit. You should have did that in somewhere in Vegas or something. You went to the Barclays with the I got hair in my eyes, nigga. Nigga. We ain't doing that. Look at this. Look at this. This the girl that did his hair. This the girl that did his hair, man. She put a tweet out, y'all. This the girl that did his hair. She said, stylist who braided Gervonta Davis' hair for his boxing match said that there was no grease in the product that she used. Look, they go a close-up of the shit and say no wax, no grease, no alcohol, no flaking. Come on, Takington. Just tell us the truth, man. You and your man who right down the block from you is B Moore in motherfucking DC. Y'all just was running up a bag. You know what I mean? This is the truth. Y'all just was like, you know what? We're gonna run up a bag. You know what I mean? We're gonna run a bag up. We're gonna do the Tyson, the Jake Paul Tyson shit. We finna run a bag up and do the rematch and get a bigger bag. I ain't mad at that. That boy Roach was on his ass though. You feel me? He was in a Roach motel last night. He thought, yeah, I'm talking about. He was on his ass. Pause. Your boy Roach was on his ass. He was giving him them hands. So what are you talking about? You took a whole knee in the middle of the fight, talking about, and then what was in that towel? What was in that towel? I think they had some Don Julio or some Hennessy in that towel. Because every time he put the towel on, he started getting busy with it. I'm like, what the fuck is in the towel? Go and check the towel. Yeah, it was a good fight. It was a fight. You know what I mean? It was a little bit of running and whatnot, a little bit of wrestling and shit. They was mixing it up a little bit, but it was a fight. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, he coming out rocking a Yankee. Come on, fam. We not going for that in Brooklyn. What are we doing? You think he's gonna get washed in a rematch? What did you see in him that will convince you that he's gonna get washed? Yeah, he was getting tapped and whatnot, but Roach didn't get exposed. Tank did. Tank got exposed. All of his ops was in the audience laughing. Tank got exposed. Roach didn't get exposed. There's a difference as to what happened. If you was watching and paying attention last night, Tank Davis got exposed. Okay? And my nigga Roach, he got his name stamped in Brooklyn, nigga. I wouldn't even fight the rematch right now. I would go and get 2 more big names and then pop up with the rematch to get a bigger bag. You know what I'm talking about? Roaches never die. That's right. We be like roaches. You know what I'm talking about? Tank got exposed. You know? Shakur Stevenson and who else? My nigga. Even Haney. Come on. He was getting squabbled up. Like Black Sam and this bitch. You know what I'm talking about? The nigga Roach was looking like Black Sam last night. You know what I'm talking about? Standing on business. You know? They both got it clobbered a few times and whatnot, but that nigga knocked Tank backwards. Knocked the braids out of his ass. You know what I'm talking about? Knocked the braids out of homie. Yeah, Roach was hungry. Roach was hungry. You know? Yeah, Black Sam kidnapped that nigga, walked him, because you know, kidnapping is if you move anybody 5 feet from where they originally are. So Black Sam kidnapped that nigga to try to come to the motherfucker. Don't come to my spot with that fake ass love, bro. You gonna get popped on. I salute him for that one. You know what I mean? Y'all didn't know that Black Sam was gangster. People be thinking Black Sam is a pushover because he the quiet one. You know what I mean? That's like on some blue pill shit. You got to watch out for the quiet ones because they don't want, once they get riled up, you know what I mean? It gets spooky outside. It gets spooky type shit. It gets spooky, you know? So whatever this next fight Tank goes into, his confidence is not going to be the nigga who do backflips off of the rope and whatnot. It ain't going to be the same type of confidence. You know what I'm talking about? He gonna go up in that bitch. The ref is paid off. That nigga with the weird with the cross eyes and whatnot, the ref was paid off. They paid him in chrome hearts or something. I don't know what it's, some eye surgery. The ref got paid off because son was talking to the ref like he gave that nigga a bag in the back and whatnot. The ref was paid off, you know, and he was acting real bougie to his trainer. Same nigga that he got tatted on his body. He didn't piece him up at the end. He didn't do that backflip shit that he be doing. He didn't hug the trainer. He was walking right past him. Right? What's my dude? The trainer dude that Tank got. My guy, right? Jake Paul was there, right? Last night, Jake Paul was there laughing at him. Niggas was laughing at Tank, bro. You know what I'm talking about? They was all laughing at him. Calvin, they was all laughing at him. You know what I mean? Yeah, Tank ain't focused. Tank is not focused. I know when he focused. He wasn't focused last night. He slept on homie. You know what I'm talking about? He slept on homie. And almost got his ass put to sleep. Type shit. He almost got put to sleep, bro. So let's go to this real quick. Shout out to my people in South Carolina. Can y'all confirm what the hell is going on? Can y'all confirm what's going on? They said that's South Carolina. Spooky. It's looking spooky out there. What's happening? What's happening? Shit is looking spooky out there, y'all. You know? Make sure everything is all right. If anybody is involved in any of that, just let me know. Just let me know. You know? You saying Myrtle Beach? Who's out there? I need some. They lifted the evacuation mandate. Okay, because I know that we have a lot of people that's tapped in from SC and whatnot. So I'm just getting a little bit of insight. Yo, who girl is this? Which one of y'all? Who peoples is this? They at the Emmys right now. Who mans is this? Is this your peoples? Who saw Wicked? I didn't see Wicked. Who saw Wicked? This is the British invasion, right? This is the lady who was talking bad about black people on Twitter, but she got all of these roles playing black people from America type shit. Harriet Tubman. And who else did she play? She played somebody else. But I heard she don't fuck with black Americans type. I don't know. Anyway. Matter of fact, here a picture go with A.A. Rashid right here. I was going through my IG or my Facebook for that matter, doing a little bit of you know, the memories when they remind you of things. This was many, many moons ago. This was like 2010, maybe. You know what I mean? This is all the way back in 2010. I also had this one right here with Dr. Frances Cress Welsing right before she made transition and whatnot. You feel me? Rising power to the ancestor. You know what I mean? And then I came across this too. 7 years ago, y'all. 7 years ago, right? 7 years ago, Donald Trump was pushing the death penalty for drug dealers, right? Donald Trump was pushing for the death penalty, right? Against drug dealers. And I'm assuming that the thing didn't really grow legs and whatnot, because I don't know too many drug dealers that they executed on his watch. But he went ahead and he doubled up on his promises, and he brought that shit back to the forefront in a meeting today. Check this out.
To our country, because we have a much softer policy. If you notice that every country that has the death penalty has no drug problem, they execute drug dealers. And when you think about it, it's very humane, because every drug dealer on average, they say, kills at least 500 people, not to mention the damage they do to so many others, but they kill large numbers of people. China, Singapore, actually, there are quite a few, many in Asia, where they have the death penalty. There's no drug problem whatsoever. They come to our country because we have a much softer policy. We give them a slap on the wrist and say, kill a lot of people. So we are going to, I don't know if our country is ready for it. I am ready for it. The death penalty, if you deal drugs, you know, you have to set out guidelines like fairly large numbers, etc. But you'll have it go down very greatly.
So, you know, how do y'all feel about that? How do y'all feel about that? Because, you know, at the end of the day, when they say the word drug dealers, they're not necessarily talking about white boys, right? And you know, I'm not here capping for no black men or no, you know, I'm not capping for drug dealers, you know. But what I do know is they are moving towards, you know, implementing very arcane type of laws to mix in with this authoritarian government that we see forming before our very own eyes, where it's going to be kind of like of an eye opener to me is the fact that they won't put out the Epstein list. They're going to be protecting Big Pharma, right? Yeah. So I don't know if they're going to go after Big Pharma, right? I don't know if they're going to be going after Big Pharma like that. You feel me? That remains to be seen. You know what I mean? I don't know if they'll be going after Big Pharma more so than they'll be going after the cartel, and they'll be going after drug dealers. I do know that fentanyl shit is getting out of hand, and the people that's literally dealing that shit, somebody tell Skrilla in Kensington that he needs to pack up and get the fuck up out of here. You know, them niggas need to hide because they are willingly driving up. Whoever's out there spiking them pills and killing them little babies and whatnot and putting that fentanyl in them pills, you know, something very severe needs to happen to them. I'm not going to be the executioner. I can't sit back and say that I want people to die and whatnot. There's a list of people that I want to put in an electric chair before it comes to certain things. You know what I mean? Somebody says if he does that, who's going to buy the gold green card? Well, we talked about this last night, and we brought up the fact that the gold cards that they're talking about, this language that he's using about gold card membership, he's directing that to the new wealth class, right? He's directing that. Yeah, China's behind the fentanyl, of course. Yeah, China's behind the fentanyl and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? And they're pushing that shit through the border. They locked in with the cartels. But you know that he ain't gonna run up on China and hold them accountable. They're gonna probably go for the lower hanging fruit. So when you hear them talking about these gold cards, this is coded language to the new wealth class. The new wealth class are people who look like me and you, who are literally sitting on cryptocurrency wallets, right? People who've been holding on to cryptocurrency wallets since 2012, right? We started talking about that all the way back in 2012 on Know the Ledge Radio, on Blog Talk Radio, and then we brought it to YouTube as well. So we've been putting our members on to cryptocurrency and what cryptocurrencies to get. Back in those days, it was only Bitcoin, and Bitcoin was like $5 to like $30, and then it went up to 300, shit like that, right? So today, right after we said that he was going to do what he was going to do, he went ahead and he put the tweet out. A U.S. crypto reserve will elevate this critical industry after years of corrupt attacks by the Biden administration, which is why my executive order on digital assets directed the Presidential Working Group to move forward on a crypto strategic reserve that includes XRP, Solana, and ADA. I will make sure the U.S. is the crypto capital of the world. We are making America great again. And the market has reacted. I just looked at my Phantom wallet, and this shit is looking like I could get a Phantom. You know what I'm talking about? This shit is going crazy right now. So they're going to buy the visas, and they're going to literally turn Miami into a crypto bro capital. This is not for This is specifically for the crypto bros. This is a treat. This is a quote unquote a coup d'etat. This is specifically for the crypto bros. This ain't gonna be for nobody else but them. This is who he's talking to. Okay. And the smart cities, right? They can't, because everybody can't sleep with every woman in Miami. They're going to get tired. They're going to turn, Miami is already a crypto capital and whatnot, but it's going to really turn into a crypto capital to whereas you might not be able to live there if you don't have a certain type of you know, if you don't have the crypto, if you're not rolling in this new wealth, right? So people, so a $5 million gold card might have seemed on March 1st, that might have been like, damn, that's a lot of money. But on March the 3rd, right, when the market, when people start going, when all of these coins that people were holding start going crazy and whatnot, 5 million is going to turn into 5,000. But for the people who are not involved into crypto, they're going to face hyperinflation and whatnot, right? They're going to face hyperinflation and they're not going to see what's going on. They're just not going to witness. They're not going to be a part of that, but the crypto bros are. So you're talking about people from Africa that have been collecting, especially that XRP. XRP is huge on the continent. You're talking about Central America, South America, right? Central America, El Salvador, Bitcoin is a legal tender. Okay. So if that coin is a 100, if the Bitcoin is 100,000 now, it's literally going to go to 500,000, maybe 1 million. So there you have how that's going to take place and whatnot. They're rolling it out as we speak. You know, they're rolling it out as we speak. Okay. And yeah, the places that have been burned down by the fires will become smart crypto cities. They will turn Hawaii, they will turn California, and they will turn some other cities into smart cities. And you will not be able to be in a smart city if you don't have cryptocurrency. Those smart cities are for the people who are going to be coming in here with the motherfucking $5 million gold card, and you're going to live like a king inside of these 15-minute cities, right? Yes, Citigroup showed you how the money is just they sent somebody $81 trillion, right? They sent somebody $81 trillion to their account. And in this reality, we're like, oh my goodness, I can't even fathom that amount of money. But that was a telltale sign of the beginning of this new wealth thing that's about to take place. That wasn't by happenstance. That wasn't by happenstance, right? So when you see this taking place, right? Just know that there's other things that are behind that, right? You see that taking place. I have to raise an eyebrow. Feel me? The places are just fucking burning up out of nowhere, and it wasn't like that before. It wasn't like that before, but it's like that now. So that's rather interesting for those of us that are keeping a score, right? Rather interesting. Yeah, let me pull this article up about this bank type shit and just show you that this thing, the money, the digital, remember we was talking about the digital world that we're in, where they can't mistakenly give you $81 trillion in cash, but they could do it in the quote unquote digital realm, right? It's different. The money is different in this new digital world that we live in. People were not getting bread like this with physical money before. It's different with the digital money. It's zeros and ones. The majority of money these days is not even physical. It's digital. It's a push of a button. You know what I'm talking about? It's a push of a button. You know? So they sent somebody 81 trillion. Their bank account was 81 million and they woke up to 81 trillion type shit. What would you do? I'm talking about? They gonna have to find me. The fuck? Find me, nigga. I'm gonna be in a cave somewhere with the Afghanistan niggas. Like, what are we doing? They have to find. They gonna have to catch up to me, and I'll just have to work that shit off. I'll be like, put me on the chain gang, nigga. I'll work it off. But I blew 3 trillion. You know what I'm saying? I blew 3 trillion. I was in DR, Jamaica. What we doing? Like, what you gonna do to me? Type shit. They can't kill you. What they gonna do to you? You know what I'm saying? I'm blowing that real fast. I'm blowing that quicker than Lil Meech. I'm running through that real fast. Fuck out of here. So, with all of these things going on, people getting fired from their jobs, people getting laid off, DEI going crazy, niggas is having boycotts and boycotts and whatnot. There has to be some more options to get to this money. You know what I mean? There has to be more options for people who wake up every day and they want to, you know, tap into some assets. They want to tap into some options and whatnot. So, you know, we talk that AI shit, me and Spin City, and we do Techno Tuesdays every Tuesday and whatnot. So I'm gonna just put this video up here to give y'all a little bit of update about some of these AI tools and whatnot, because I don't know, there might be somebody in the audience that could utilize this information.
Test AI models by task. I find that I default to certain models for different tasks. Here's my list. For creative writing, Claude is still the best. I find it's a more natural writer, and it's also the most flexible to write in different styles. It still has weird habits of saying stuff like game-changing, but I usually beat those out with prompts. Voice. ChatGPT Advanced Voice is the best. Now that it has access to the web and memory, I find myself talking to it while driving. Deep research. I wouldn't say there's a clear winner, so I use them all. Grok 3 performs better on real-time news, Gemini and ChatGPT give longer reports, but Perplexity also does a great job. Deep research still has issues with accuracy across all models, so be careful. Coding. Claude 3.7 and Grok 3. Fight me in the comments if you disagree on this one. Agents. DeepSeek R1 or O3 Mini. Honestly, large language models are still not that good with agents. I can see that being fixed by the end of the year if they're able to generalize reasoning. I usually default to DeepSeek due to the cost and the amount of tokens they use. And general tasks. I find myself using all of them and comparing answers. It's weird, the more you use them, the more nuances you find. Whether it's the style, how it writes, what it typically gets wrong. Honestly, every foundation model is capable of general tasks. Do you agree? Let me know.
Yeah, Tuesday coming up, we'll be doing a very in-depth show where we're going to be showing people all of the new tools. We've been doing it every Tuesday. This Tuesday, we're going to step it up and we're going to go a little bit harder and whatnot. You feel me? We're going to go a little bit harder with it. You feel me? They're evolving at a very fast pace. Shit is evolving at a very fast pace. And once again, it's not for everybody. Everybody's not technologically minded. But I come from the future. You feel me? I used to have dreams as a child that I was flying in spaceships and whatnot. So if you're a futurist, I'm an Afrofuturist. That's where technology is abundant in the future. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be too long-winded on this thing because I never want to make it seem like I'm trying to sell anybody the idea of technology. If it's not in you, if that's not what you on, then that's just it, let that shit do what it do. You know what I mean? But for those who are inclined to the tech, yeah, let's keep going. You know what I mean? Let's keep pushing, let's keep creating, let's keep exploring. Don't become a slave to it. You feel me? Moderation is key with everything. You know what I mean? Don't be a slave to it. You feel me? And you'll be all right. That's with everything. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, faceless YouTube channels. I believe it's Udio. The music AI is Udio. You know, you feel me? You getting royalties with the Apple Music. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? You know, we got to do what we got to do. You know, Angie Stone said that they robbed her blind for all of her. Going back to what I opened up with earlier. Angie Stone said that UMG robbed her blind. But not only just she say that, she said they was trying to kill her. Let me just go to World Star. If I get a strike, then I'll just have to cut the video out. But I need y'all to hear this because I'm like, what the hell? What the hell? Shit is crazy. We can't, this is a legend right here. We can't let shit like this to keep happening to our legends. Play like 5 minutes.
This last month, the enemy was trying to take me out. He was really trying to take me out.
Listen to her
everybody
word.
don't wish good things for you. Some people wish bad things for you, and I continue to pray for them. I will say this. It has been one heck of a ride. This last month, the enemy was trying to take me out. He was really trying to take me out, and I revealed some very, very interesting information. And it is like a double-edged sword, because I'm going to tell you one thing, and then I'm going to get to the worst thing that could possibly happen to any artist after 45 to 50 years in the business. The worst thing that could happen. It has, of course, happened to me, and I'm constantly in prayer for God to forgive the people that have wished me ill will, or done anything to remotely get in the way of the gift of sharing with my fans. Okay, because I'm going to need each and every one of you guys after I reveal this to share this. I'm going to go ahead and send it over to my YouTube page after this, as well as my TikTok page. Anyway, what happened 2 days before my show? Whew. But God, I'm trying to keep from crying because the devil was very, very, very particular in targeting me. But anyway, I was rushed to the hospital because I wasn't breathing so well. Came to find out, I had what was a bacterial blood infection that I had gotten when they stuck me with the needle. It had went into my bloodstream and caused a staph infection of the blood. Now, I didn't have a clue that there was a blood infection until they rushed me into ICU. I went into ICU and I went to use the restroom and I passed out in the restroom. My oxygen went all the way down and rendered me basically unconscious. When I came back to, the nurses began to tell me that I was screaming for Jesus, because when I went down, I'm sorry.
I'm going to drop the link right here in the chat, y'all.
I didn't know what was happening. All I know is it was all of a sudden. And I began to praise God and call on his name, because
I'm not going to continue showing it, y'all, because if I got to cut it out, I don't want to have to cut out like 5 minutes type shit. But we talked about it yesterday. everybody who comes after the industry for their masters, for their publishing, for their money, and for their rights, mysteriously, something happens to them. This has been going on for too long. And people that are deep in the industry, they talk about the mob. They say that there's a mafia. They say that these are killers. They say that there's people in the industry that will come and get you. They say that we have to be careful because these people are more powerful than you know. They speak in code. They don't give you all of the details. Nobody retires in that industry. They get locked up, they get murdered, or they die mysteriously. Nobody just retires gracefully. One of the people who made it out was Quincy Jones, and he was able to give his children $80 million apiece. But they've said that he was one of the people working with them people. Right? So he was protecting his ass. He was able to be protected and whatnot. She put that video out in December. I don't know why the Shade Room didn't share that. I don't know why Spirit World didn't share it. All of these gossip sites, they want to put the fucking I don't even know what this show is, but it's all over my timeline where they got these girls fighting, right? Jay-Z is not retired and Kanye is not retired. Please stop it. They're not retired, bro. They're in the fucking industry still. They're still working. They're still in the industry and they still a part of the industry. They're not retired. So, do I think I can run through $1 trillion? Hell yeah. You can't? I can run through $1 trillion. So, these artists are being stalked. They're being threatened. They're being gang stalked. They're being blackmailed. She put this video out in December and it didn't even make rounds and whatnot. They're showing all of this Zeus Network shit on my quote unquote timeline. But I know what's going on with Shamar. I know what's going on with all of these people. They making people famous that don't deserve to be famous. But when one of the veterans and whatnot have something to say, they don't spread that. They don't spread that news. They don't spread that news. They don't let that news go around and whatnot. They don't highlight that shit. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, rest in peace to Prodigy. Prince told y'all how the industry works and what happened to Prince. Right? He had to walk around with slave on his cheek to have niggas pay attention to him. Michael Jackson told you that Tommy Mottola and Sony was the devil. Right? They out here knocking niggas off, bro. We have to research whoever that truck driver was and do the knowledge on them. Because like I said before, they could put a tracker on your car. They could put a tracker on your phone and basically run your ass off the road or hit you with a truck or run you over in the streets. You know what I mean? Like they do devious shit to people. They could poison people. They found Gene Hackman in the house with his wife and the dog dead. You feel me? And the wife was mummified and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? Yes, they got hitmen. There's a movie called Michael Clayton. Of course they got hit. What the fuck? You don't think that the music industry got hitmen? Like, they've been knocking people off for a very long time. You got gangsters. You got the Haitian Jacks of the world, Jimmy Henchmans of the world. You got gangsters who be like, yeah, them niggas in the music industry are gangster. Because if they wasn't gangster, they would have been able to have their way in the industry. Obviously, there's somebody more gangster, right? There's obviously somebody more gangster in the quote unquote music industry that happens to push gangsters out of that shit, and they're protecting their assets, right? Shout out to King Simon, right? Yeah, the movie The Five Heartbeats, right? They're showing you that Cadillac Records. And yes, she's the only one to transition off of a Sprinter van that flipped over 3 times and got hit by the quote unquote 18-wheeler. I find that rather suspicious. You know what I'm talking about? Gene Hackman, who's with the place where they found Gene Hackman deceased and whatnot, right down about a mile away was one of the ranches of Jeff Epstein, not the one that was in Virgin Islands. He had another property that was literally right next to Gene Hackman. Okay, there's a lot of little things going on with Gene Hackman. Yeah, he was 95, but his wife died, the dog died, and he died. And there's no traces of carbon monoxide. Lisa Left Eye Lopez, right? That they said that was a weird situation with the with the car flipping over and all of that stuff. People get underneath that motherfucking car and start doing all kind of stuff. They'll cut your brakes. I mean, it's weird out here. And they'll make it look like it's natural, or they'll make it look like it's some type of freak accident. Anthony Bourdain, all of these celebrities are hanging themselves. All of these celebrities are flying out of windows and whatnot. Yeah, okay. 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 It's a lot of cleaning up taking place in Hollyweird. A lot of cleaning up taking place in Hollyweird, and we're paying attention to it. But Paul Walker, right, with that car, basically they said the car was doing was going crazy, was driving crazy. You know what I mean? And then wrapped around a tree. That whole shit with Aaliyah that hasn't been necessarily solved and whatnot. So I'm just saying, you know, if you have a friend in the industry, check on them. Angie, she needed somebody to stay checking on her while Jaguar Wright was out there hating on her. She was going through real life shit. You know what I'm talking about? While she was bad mouthing her, bad minding her, and chanting her down and whatnot, probably spirit cooking on her, she was going through real shit. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, damn, Angie, she done, was she on an Ozempic? Fuck around, she had a blood infection, a staph infection. Her whole blood was poisoned. She was in ICU. You know? So she was going through something, and then she had to hit the road and perform because she said that she has to pay her bills because the fathers of the children just wasn't pulling their weight. You know? What did Albie Shore write on Twitter about her? What did Albie Shore write on Twitter? Because I know that they try to take Albie Shore out as well. You know? He was exposing all of her business. Prodigy was in the process. Okay, she was awaiting a kidney transplant. Yeah, and she was going to the CIAA. Right. She was on a transplant list. Shit crazy, man. On the first day of Ramadan. But once again, like I said, it was the day after the planetary alignment, right? The planetary alignment. So, you know, on some spiritual shit, inshallah, she made it through the portal. You know? Inshallah, she made it through the portal. But Her, Roberta Flack, Valletta Wallace. You know, they say it comes in threes. You know, rising power to all of those powerful queens, mothers. These are mothers. These are some powerful women. You know. Oh yeah, check this out on some geopolitical news, because back to the shit that we was talking about was Zelensky yesterday, right? Was Zelensky. So they had an emergency meeting with Zelensky. If y'all didn't check out Mineral Ministries that Blue Pill did today, it's on the YouTube channel. When you finish this, you could go watch that. The title of it is Water Freezes at 32 Degrees. Mineral Ministries, episode 104 or something, but he was going in. So they had an emergency meeting with the European powers with Zelensky, and they convinced him to sell his mineral rights to Trump. So the same thing that he went to the White House and got kicked out and whatnot, they were trying to lean on him for the mineral rights. I haven't done the research to find out what is all the minerals that the Ukraine has, but you know, I'm sure that they have something that America needs and wants. And then right after that, and alongside of that, you got Vladimir Putin popping in, and check this out.
Мы, кстати говоря, готовы были бы предложить и американским нашим партнерам, когда я партнеры говорю, имею в виду только административные, правительственные структуры, но и компании, если бы они проявили интерес к совместной работе. У нас, безусловно, на порядок, я хочу это подчеркнуть, на порядок больше ресурсов подобного рода, чем в Украине. Россия является одним из безусловных лидеров по запасам этих редких и редкоземельных металлов. Они у нас имеются и на севере, в Мурманске, на Кавказе, в Кабардино-Балкарии, на Дальнем Востоке, в Иркутской области, в Якутии, в Тыве. Это достаточно капиталоемкие инвестиции, проекты капиталоемкие. Мы с удовольствием работали бы совместно с любыми иностранными партнерами, в том числе с американскими. Да, кстати говоря, что касается новых территорий, то же самое. Мы готовы привлечь иностранных партнеров и так называемые новые наши исторические территории, которые вернулись в состав Российской Федерации. Там тоже есть запасы определенные. Мы готовы с нашими партнерами, в том числе с американскими, работать там.
Yes, I will be uploading the Black Inventor movies on all of the channels. I definitely want y'all to see those. I want y'all to show that to the children, especially my homeschoolers. You know, do what thou wilt. Let that thing do what it do. You know what I mean? Get these children this inventor education, because it's time to get that inventor spirit back. Like, we have to invent some new shit. It's getting spooky out here. We can't be on the sidelines forever watching these people make these. We're living in an unprecedented time right now. All of the actors are on a global stage and whatnot. They got the bad actors on the stage. The whole world is a stage. We're watching it like it is a reality show. True indeed. But while we're watching that shit like it's a reality show, it's time to become reverse engineers and begin to invent some things, like some of the brothers in Africa who invented the car that runs off of water, you know, shit like that. We owe it to ourselves right now to invent some things, y'all. Okay, rising power to Gwen McCrae, who made the hits Rockin' Chair, Funky Sensation. You know what I mean? Yeah, that part. That part. You feel me? So it's a lot of plays going on. Ukraine is where the Zionist movement started. Facts. I shared yesterday, the majority of the ethnic population of Is It Real are Ukrainians. That's one of those fun facts that they don't tell us on the internet. But the ethnic buildup inside of Is It Real is Ukrainians. Okay, so they share similar proclivities, if you understand what I'm saying to you. They share similar proclivities. So yeah, this is not a barren land, especially it's near the Black Sea and whatnot. This is, even though it's in Europe, it's not a barren land. It has titanium, uranium, lithium, and graphite. You feel me? So this is a shakedown. You know what I'm talking about? Of the highest order. This is a shakedown of the highest order. And that money ain't coming back to none of y'all pockets. Talk about they owe us bread and whatnot. Who the fuck is y'all? Who is us? Who is us? You know? What I want to do is I'm going to, like I said on the show yesterday, Africa is that's the goal. Both Russia and is it real? And of course, when you say is it real, that's the USA, that's the imperialist and whatnot. They are focused. The focus is obviously on Africa. You know, think about a chessboard. Think chess, right? So the queen and the king is Africa. You're looking at the chessboard right now where they're just playing with the rooks. They're at the point in the chessboard where they're just in the beginning with like the pawns and the rooks and whatnot. They might have a bishop here or there, but we're at that point with the rooks. We're not that far into it where we are where you see the whole global picture. The king and the queen on the chessboard is Africa. Okay. And they are playing this game where everybody is on code. Putin is on code. I think they all playing the same game to end up at the same place. And that place would be Africa. That's the destination. That's what my mind is telling me. So, you know, and it's the dude Traore, right? Traore, Ibrahim, Burkina Faso and shit like that. That's the end game. Feel me? That's the end game. And if you see how the mobster Trump is moving, you see that they moving like mob bosses and whatnot, then you know that they licking their chops to get anything that they can right now. He's not going to say, yeah, we'll wait and do this in 8 years. No, he's going to do this shit right now.
All night screaming it.
He's going to do this shit right now. So let's do an update on the Pope. You know what I'm talking about? Because this is also important as well and whatnot. Let's do an update on the Pope for all of my Roman Catholics in the building and whatnot. Check on your Pope.
Yesterday now, Pope Francis has spent all night screaming at demons who are trying to drag him to hell. The Vatican has confirmed. 88-year-old Francis remains in hospital battling kidney failure, brought on by double pneumonia. But this battle pales in comparison, posed by the beclawed, soul-eating demons from hell. A spokes-cardinal confirmed that the pontiff had to be sedated last night after screaming, "Get these evil bastards off of me," as a portal to hell opened up at the end of his hospital bed, sparking fears the end is near for the leader of the Catholic Church.
Getting spooky out here. What they say? Spooky, scary. Spook. Turn the TV off. What did Lefty Gunplay say? It's getting spooky, scary. You said which Pope? The white? You know which Pope, nigga? The Vatican, nigga. Babylon. What you talking about? Babylon, bro. The Popington. You feel me? Turn the TV off. Turn the TV off. So yeah, man. We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. You know. We'll leave it at Alexa. Play Hell on Earth. Mobb Deep. We'll leave it at that. You know what I mean? Our work here is done. Type shit. Yeah, he opened up them portals. He was playing with them portals. Like, don't cry for me, Argentina. He opened up them portals. You know what I'm talking about? He did it to himself type shit. You know, he opened up them damn them portals, 5 or 6 of them. You know, shout out to Bidel when he did the video. He unleashed some shit, and they on his ass right now. Yeah, crazy, spooky, hilarious. It's getting crazy, spooky, crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious. That's where we at with it right now. But we observe, we don't judge, right? That's what they say. We listen, we don't judge. We just listen, we don't judge. So we just listening, we just paying attention. You know, we don't want to put our emotions in it. You know what I'm talking about? If you're not Muslim, that still doesn't take you away from practicing Ramadan, the aspect of fasting for this month. You know, refraining from, you know, fornication, refraining from drinking, refraining from smoking, waking up at 5 a.m., giving praises to whoever you feel is most high or whoever is, you know, significant in your spiritual path. I would say that's a good look. If anybody is out there on the fence about it, I would definitely, you don't have to be a card carrying Muslim to do it either, type shit. But yeah, with that being said, I'm going to leave it on that. You know what I mean? I'm not judging. I'm just smudging. We're going to leave it at that. And we will be back Melanin Mondays. Shout out to everybody in the building. We have some ATL alumni in the building. We got some legends that popped up. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody who joined us tonight. Even the trolls. Shout out to everyone. How long does Ramadan last? To the end of the month. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. But yeah, we will be back tomorrow, and we'll have more things to build on. I should have some good news about some upcoming events. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna hit the road with the IRL, with the KTL, with the Melanin Mondays IRL. We will be hitting the road. Destination North Carolina. Destination Houston, Texas. So look out for that announcement. It's coming very, very soon. But before we even do that, we have this announcement. Where the hell is the flyer at? Let me see. We got something coming up on the 22nd with Bidel, Al-Kibalan, Blue Pillar, and me, myself, Mr. Red Pill. This will be on Zoom only, ladies and gentlemen. This is my monthly lecture that I promised my Patreons. We're going to get it in, and this one is going to be open to the public as well for tickets, but this will be a classic. Make no mistake about it. This shit right here is going to be... Hold on, let me upload the flyer real quick before I get out of here and just post that type of thing. Any questions, though, from anybody in the audience while I'm looking for this, while I'm downloading this? Any questions from anybody in the audience before I dip? You know what I mean? We're taking questions in case anybody has any questions. Mustard on the beat. Mustard. Do light-skinned people get physically assaulted for no reason? Yeah, I'm not light-skinned. I wouldn't know. I'm not light-skinned. You got to ask somebody that's light-skinned. You know what I'm talking about? He said, why every light-skinned girl on the internet act like every girl was trying to fight them? Well, I mean, that's an interesting observation and whatnot. I'm not sure about that. I wasn't made aware of that. I wasn't made aware of that. You got to ask that to some people. You know, is the meme coin a good investment? You know that they just put out a thing that said meme coins are not securities, right? They said that the meme coin is not securities, right? So, I mean, I lost some money with the meme coin. I was transparent about it. I got washed up with the Melania coin. I'm about to answer your question, Destiny, in a minute with this right here. But yeah, I got a little washed up with the Melania. But like I said, it was a gamble. I didn't gamble no money that I couldn't lose and whatnot. I threw a few hundred up there. You know what I'm talking about? It was like being at a dice game. You know what I mean? That's how I saw it. You win some, you lose some type shit. You know what I mean? Like whatever, you know. But it's pump and dump. You know? It's pump and dump. You feel me? It's a pump and dump. So it's literally playing a scratch off game in a digital form. You feel me? Like that's how I see it. It's not a long-term investment. You know, it's not a long-term investment. You know what I'm saying? It's just something that you jump into and get out. You know what I mean? I could have somebody come on the show and talk about it because I don't want to give you no wrong advice. But yeah, not a question, but my dad said Tank won, LOL. He was busting Roach's ass in the beginning of the fight, so the draw was the best outcome. It was a fight. You know, it was a fight. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It was a fight. I'm not going to take anything away, you know, from either one of them. It wasn't like Son ran and got the big win. He didn't get the big W. However, he took a knee, and the fact that he took a knee and he didn't get they didn't disqualify him, or it didn't get charged as a knockdown, that affected the scorecard, which made it a draw at the end, right? It made it a draw at the end. But literally, homie took 400 swings and connected like 200 something times. This is Roach. And Tank took like 200 swings and connected damn near the same amount of times. So that goes into that sweet science of what Floyd, he comes out of that Floyd camp. You be looking at that shit and the shit is so fast. Like they hitting so fast, and like he knows where to connect. He's not wasting his hits. You feel me? He's not wasting his hits. Whatever he's connecting with, that shit is counting. And the people on the scorecard, they know what they're looking at. It was the referee who didn't count it as a knockdown. And some people are like, yo, that could have been a little bit of fishy. But check this video out.
I just got my hair done 2 days ago, and she put grease in my shit. So the shit was like, you know, like when you sweating and things like that, and the grease come in my face, it burnt my eyes type shit. Damn, why y'all booing like I'm saying bullshit? Like, this is real facts. Come on, man. I just got my hair done 2 days ago.
Swing the remix, guys!
I just got my hair done 2 days ago. I just got my hair done. And she put grease in my shit. I just got my hair done 2 days ago. I just got my hair done. I just got my hair done. I just got my hair done 2 days ago. I just got my hair done. And she put grease in my shit. I just got my hair done. 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 Why y'all booing like I'm saying bullshit? Like, this is real facts. Like, this is real facts. Why y'all booing like I'm saying bullshit? Like, this is real facts. It burnt my eyes. Like, this is real facts. I just got my hair done 2 days ago. I just got my hair done. I just got my hair done. I just got my hair done 2 days ago.
I got braids. I got the gel in my hair before. That shit ain't never get in my eye. The girl who braided his hair said she ain't put no gel in the braids, man. So all of that was cap. He's like, why you booing? The braids was on fleek though. I was watching the fight like, damn, them shits is what's shorty number? You know what I'm talking about? I'm like, them shits is on Leakington. You know what I mean? He you know, he should have wore her number on the back of his shorts or something. Her phone would have been off the chain. But yeah, you know what I mean? It was a good fight. It was a good fight. They were scrapping. You know what I mean? I feel like the brother, but then the thing is this, for you to, he's the champ. So it's like you got to knock him out. He's undefeated. So it's like you have to have a clear win to be the champ. You have to have a clear, he's Scorpio. You got to have a clear win to beat him. You just can't say, oh, you know, the points and everything. He's the champ, you know what I mean? So they'll run the bag, they'll run it up, they'll get the replay, they'll get the rematch, and they'll pack it out, you know what I mean? They'll get everybody watching. But yeah, Sunday he fought is a beast. Shout out to DC, shout out to B More and whatnot. You don't talk, yeah, 2-day-old Grease. Come on. Not on the first day of Ramadan, Tank. And you Muslim. Not on the first day of Ramadan. You're not gonna lie on the first day of Ramadan, fam. The fuck? Like, what are we doing? Stop for law. That's not it. That ain't it. You know what I mean? That ain't it. That ain't it. Yeah, she put some fentanyl in her braids, man. Like I said, the towel had Don Julio in it because he kept saying, give me the towel, give me the towel. And then they would wipe his head off with the towel. Then he turned around and started whooping on Roach. I'm like, damn, what's in the towel? You know what I'm talking about? What's in the towel? This nigga got Scooby snacks in the towel, man, because the towel had powers. I promise you. The towel has powers, you know? Yeah, he got love for Lamont. They homies are, yeah, they fought back in the days. They grew up together type shit, you know what I mean? But he's supposed to knock his ass out. He's supposed to put him on the floor. He's supposed to have his back pockets touching the floor, my G. You know what I mean? Because now he got Roach looking like he's Himothy. He got Roach looking like he could take on some top-notch fighters. So with that being said, I'm out of here, y'all. Y'all stay dangerous, man. Stay dangerous in these streets. Make sure your investments are wise ones and whatnot. Please do not get, you know, once again, this is all the theater of entertainment, the politics. The shit is all theater. It's a reality show. Don't get emotionally invested and find yourself arguing. You feel me? And going back and forth and letting trolls and whatnot pull on you, shit like that. You feel me? Don't let that shit happen. Please do not. Dodge all of this shit. Laugh at all of this shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're not judging these niggas, but you definitely smudging them. You know, it's a fool's paradise right now, unfortunately. You feel me? Let the pigs roll in the mud. You know, let people kiki and caca and whatnot, and preserve your energy. It's laughable. It's really spoofable at this point. We need some satire. We need some skits, my niggas. That's the best way to, I just laugh this shit off. You know what I mean? So that would be a great word of advice that I would share with y'all, is to lighten up. You know what I mean? Oh, here's the flyer. Check us out. So we will be on Zoom on 3/22, ladies and gentlemen. 3/22, which is 3/22, March the 22nd, which is a Saturday or Saturn day at 8 p.m. Zoom only, because, you know, we don't want to get kicked off of Liar Cohen's platform. And yeah, we're gonna be going in. We're gonna be going the FN, Fear of a Blackamoor Messiah, featuring two of the hottest upstarts in this community. Engineers. These brothers both are engineers, so they approach the information with an engineer's mind. As scientists, they are going to pick apart decode and break shit down to the very last compound. You know what I mean? And you know what me and Blue do. So that part, you know what I mean? We look forward to seeing y'all in the building. All right. On the 22nd, we have our early bird special right now. Take advantage of it. With that being said, peace, love, and light. And we will see you mañana, inshallah.
Red, blue, purple light, friends. Red, blue, purple light, friends. Facts. Red, blue, purple light, friends. Red and blue, purple light, friends. Facts. Get to know the letter, sacrilegious, Sunday to melanin Monday. You can get to know the letter, my love. Just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road. You better stay on your toes. I was till the land focused on the ego. Then I opened my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah. We gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts. Peace, love and light. Peace, love to the family. Peace, love and light to the family. Peace, love and light to the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you, and it's going to provoke you, and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.